Hi there beautiful souls, Avalon here, and I have got an interesting sort of an unboxing for you today. And it's not really an oracle, but it is the Voice of Trees, the Celtic Divination Oracle, and it is based on the Ogham. And so I decided that I wanted to unbox this prior to me actually giving a somewhat informed talk about the Ogham to a group of pagans. And I know nothing of the Ogham. I'm not giving the talk because I'm an expert. I'm giving the talk because I was assigned the subject, and then of course had to go and delve into it. And so this is one way that I will be delving into it. Now, the Ogham, or the Ogham, as I prefer for it to be pronounced, because let's face it, the Ogham sounds very ochre, which is very Australiana. Nothing wrong with it, just not my cup of tea. So, what was I going to say? Oh, that's right. This is a plant-based, so to speak. It revolves around the sacred druidic trees. Now, oftentimes, especially on Etsy, you will find some really beautiful sets of Ogham or Ogham. You will find these delicious, beautiful, pyrographied kind of sticks, all in association to the druidic trees. And I tell you what, I would love to get my hand on a beautiful set of Ogham like that. One of my favourite sets of Ogham that I have ever seen was handcrafted, one of a kind, handcrafted by the lovely Sarah Ann Lawless, and her Ogham set was crafted for a friend of hers, and I tell you what, that set is just divine. It is just divine. That is my dream Ogham set. My second is from Spirit of Old, I think it is, on Etsy. I'll leave the link down below. I don't own it yet, but I would love for you to go and check it out and see what I'm talking about. It is just beautiful. It is beautiful. Anyways, this is a card-based Ogham set, and the story behind this one is that the artist, when painting the images for the cards themselves, ground down a little bit of every one of those druidic sacred trees and smushed them into her paint and painted the pictures. So there's a nice story behind it. It's a nice story. Yes, it's reproduction upon reproduction upon reproduction. It is a mass-produced item, but I think that the original works of art would have been something that were quite imbued with magic and beauty and thoughtfulness, and somehow, in some way, shape or form, that has filtered down into these mass-produced varieties. At least that's how I like to think of it. Now, the creator is Mickie Mueller. Yes, Mickie Mueller. It is called The Voice of the Trees, a Celtic Divination Oracle. It is a 25 card deck and has a 216 page guidebook. It is a Llewellyn publication, of course, if you couldn't quite tell from the box already. Now, let's begin. Intriguing. Let's start with the book because it has a beautiful image on the front of it. Look at that. Stunning. Now, this was acquired for educational purposes. I've had it for the longest time. I think I've had it 4 years and I'm just unboxing it. 3 years maybe and I'm just unboxing it. I don't know. It's been years. Okay, so let's have a look at this because this is worth looking at. It's not your standard guidebook. We have acknowledgements, really beautiful embellishments. We have a preface, a note on the art, How long is, oh, that's really, really quite long. I would read that note on the art to you, but it's quite long. And I don't think you want me to read something that is that long. I don't consider myself to have a beautiful reading voice, so that is not something that I would like you to endure. Okay, so we have the Ogham letters. How stands the forest? How to use the oracle. We have reading the messages of the trees. We have dedicating the cards. We have making and dedicating a cane or a crane bag. Crane bag. Anyway, we have a little instruction on actually how to create the bag itself, which is a nice touch, really. The sun outside, my natural light, is doing all sorts of funny things, so I can see what's going on. A field guide to the cards. I love all the Celtic Druidic motifs and embellishments. Okay. So I guess the Ogham is similar somewhat, calm down, to the Elder Futhark runes, in the sense that they had or could be used as an alphabet. Same here, we see the letter B, Celtic name, Bia, being, B, status, peasant, divination charm, then we have divinatory meaning, and then reversed meaning, so there are reversals in this particular one. Symbolism and lore, field guide. What's in the field guide? Let's have a look. The silver birch is native to Europe and extends into Asia Minor. Downy birch also grows throughout Europe and is common in Scotland. There are many varieties of birch all over North America. Silver birch is a fast-growing deciduous tree reaching a height of up to almost 100 feet, but only living between 60 and 90 years. Its trunk is tall and slender, and the bark is white, with black diamond-shaped patches. Many birch tree varieties have bark that peels off the trunk, but the silver birch's bark does not. Its leaves appear around April and are oval-shaped, smoothed and arranged alternately. Each birch tree produces both male and female flowers, called catkins, and appear at the same time as the leaves in spring, and are pollinated by wind. Each female catkin produces hundreds of tiny winged seeds in late summer or early autumn, and it disappears and is dispersed by wind. So there's a little bit on the actual what is it, biology of the plant, to a degree, and nature descriptive at least. Okay, so each card comes with a beautiful black and white representation, and there's quite a bit on it. Next is the rowan. I like the charms. I want to read one of the charms. I didn't read this one. Be you man or cattle, your strength is the same. The quickened tree fills you with wit and with flame. Be you warded and safe as you travel the land, delighted the eye as protections at hand. Okay. Right, so to the cards themselves. So tiny little pack, 2020. And this is the backing of it with the plastic on it. Sorry for the glare. I like it. I like its earthiness. So let's see if I can eloquently remove the plastic and feel up the cards. Good stock, good enough stock. I mean, it's good stock, yeah, it's good stock. And an earthiness to the images themselves. to the backings, I should say. It is that, you know, that tea stained or coffee stained parchment look and feel. You have 4 trees, and then I believe it's the Ogham Staves. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. That's why I've got this deck. So let's have a look at all of, how many were there? 25 cards. I can show you 25 cards. So let's go. This is the birch. And this is rowan. It's got such an earthy, druidic energy to it. This is the alder, and that's very shamanic. It's very ovate. This is the willow, and that's very Caradwin, mother goddess, cauldron keeper, great enchantress. This is very action, and that's for ash. And there's a slight essence of Lugh there, although the silver hand is in fact missing, but it just made me think of him. The hawthorn, obstacle and tension. Samwise Gamgee, that one. And then we have the oak, which is strength and endurance. Now here, rather than an individual, we have the deer or the elk. And we have the Ogham, right there. My mouth wants to mispronounce it every time. Then we have holly for challenge and justice. Hazel, inspiration and wisdom. And that appears to be a salmon, which is my power animal. That's beautiful. And it's eating the elderberry, or the hazelberries I should say. There is such a variety of mythology with the salmon and the pools of wisdom and the berries that it eats, etc. So, depending on what you're reading. Apple. It's very Avalonian, that one. Quite like it. The apple has such a power to it. Vine, and this is harvest. Ivy, tenacity. Broom or reed. Blackthorn, adversity and sacrifice. Elder, regret. Consequence and regret. Elm, delight and awe. Gorse, passion and strength. Heather, transition and partnership. aspen, courage and steadfastness. You, gateway and mortality. Grove, oneness and consciousness. Spindle, obligation and discipline. Gooseberry, comfort and success. Woodbine, clarity and focus. And the beach, experience and opportunity. That's the last card. Okay, so that was all 25. 25. I should really remember the number of cards like that. I'm just so used to 46 and 52 and 78. So 25 seems quite small. A bit closer to, say, Lenormand deck. I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued by this deck. I don't know the system, so I'm learning something new, which is really exciting. I had never heard of, where are you? The gorse. I'd never heard of that before. So that's really exciting. I love it when I can learn something new. And if I like it and I decide that this is something that I would like to incorporate in my own personal spiritual practice, then I think that I will invest in a very beautiful set of wooden Ogham staves or staves or sticks. So looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. And if you're interested in an update at any point, let me know, because I might actually be interested in doing something like that. And yeah. Do I shuffle them? I don't know. Every time I see a deck of cards, I have the tendency to shuffle them. It's funny when you're a reader and you have a passion for the cards. Whenever someone hands you a deck of cards, your hands just seem to move on its own. My hands just move on their own. I know exactly what I want to do with those cards without me even thinking about it. I know I want to shuffle them, I know I want to think about it, and I want to tap into the energy. So my natural inclination is to shuffle. Whereas if I were facing sticks, I'd be a bit like, do I like throw you? Is this a throwing thing? Or do I whoosh you around a little bit and pick? So looking forward to seeing how other people use their Oghams. Can it be pluralized? Can it be Oghams? I think it can just be Ogham. I think maybe you can pluralize the sticks or the staves part, but not necessarily the Ogham part. So much to learn! Oh my gosh, the opportunity to learn. Don't we? Just one of my funnest things. One of my funnest things. I'm a Taurus. I like foundational knowledge, so I like to learn things from the ground up, and I build good practice in that department. That's how I personally, because I'm a Taurus, that's how I believe everyone should be, but that's not the case for everyone. Some people just like to pick up in the middle and then go to the front and then go to the back, and drives me mental because I'm orderly. But each to their own, really, isn't it? So let's pull one card and just see. Ooh, the beach, experience and opportunity. So I'll accept that for myself as the first card that I have drawn from my Ogham deck or my Voice of Trees deck. I'll make a note of that I will set the intention to gain experience and opportunity through this deck in some aspect. I'll just leave that part open to the great universal force. So, there we have it. That is the Voice of Trees Oracle by Mickie Mueller. I sincerely hope that you're intrigued with it, because I'm intrigued with it. Not everyone's going to be really interested in Ogham, I understand that, but this is a really unique little system, and I like to go in and learn new little systems like this. It makes me happy, so why not this year be my Ogham year? I'll be fortifying my rune studies towards the middle, if not the end of the year. I always study runes once a year and at a particular time. And why not do this? Why not include this into the equation? So there we have it, Voice of Trees. Enjoy it. Much love. Many blessings.